Welcome to Bloodlines and Bottom Lines, where we are family, but we don't always agree. I am DJ. I am the baby cousin.
And I'm Ife, big cuz, big sis, big everything. You got another episode with just the two of us. All right. So we are recapping the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is episode 14. And we still not at the finale. No, we still another episode to go. At this point, I'm just gonna wait till it say finale. Like I said, it might be 17 episodes at this point. I don't know, but
No, but they just filmed the reunion though. Like they just filmed the reunion, so we're coming on it. Like they just filmed it.
I was catching inklings of that for Watch What Happens Live. So I was like, we might finally actually be at the finale, but Jesus, I thought it was a finale 2 episodes ago. And I said, it's still another one. I didn't even get mad this time. I just said, whatever. Since we're getting into a little something finally, they wait till the end of the season to do something. That's like going slow the whole race and then trying to sprint at the end. What are we doing? Anywho, so it started off with them playing some Scotland games. So I thought it was cute. So of the Scotland games, it was where they had to toss like a log.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what it was called, log toss or flip or something. Then they had the hammer toss, and then they did some good old tug of war. So I wanted to know which one do you think you would be good at?
But we've done tug of war before, so
Yeah.
I feel like I can do a little.
And you went against me in tug of war. Who you think winning?
Well, listen. I've been going to the gym, okay? So
I just came from the gym, baby. You want to see these legs?
I was at the gym today too.
Yes,
That's
you
why
are.
that's why because when listen, I think I can do a little something with the tug of war. Now that log thing, I don't know how I'm gonna get that thing in my arms to be able to like kind of get it. What, Ife? I can't hear you. I I can't hear you.
You know, it got the little fuzzy head.
There we
It should
go.
be working good, but it do it again. I guess I'm gonna have to stop.
I just did it again.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
I'm gonna stop using the fuzzy one. I don't know what its problem is. So. Well, stuff is being weird tonight. My stuff is being weird on Wi-Fi tonight. So I don't know what Apple's doing there, effing with all my stuff, and I don't like it. Pissing me off. All right, back on to what we were talking about. So with the log toss, I was saying it seemed like you gotta kind of throw your shoulder into it to then kind of give it a heave ho. So I was thinking for that one, pine toss or whatever the heck it was called. No, I felt like I could do pretty good actually at hammer toss, where you'd have to swing and throw the hammer. I felt like I could do. I would have beat all of them.
See, my hand-eye coordination off. See, I probably would have got it far, but it would have went
Time
in the
out.
wrong
How you a
direction.
stylist and your hand-eye coordination on? That don't go together.
Listen, I can do close distances, but far away, that it would have made a left turn and we'd be like, well, how to get over there when you threw it this way? So yeah, no, that's a no.
Oh, how they was clearing the way. I can't remember who was going. I think Pinky was going, and they was like, "Whoa, let's get out the way." And I was like, "Yeah, because if it slipped back, y'all finna be hurt."
That would be mine. That would be my. I would be the hazard. I would be the cautionary tale. So yeah, no.
Lordy, lordy. Now I felt like I would do good at that one. Now initially when they had put, like, you know, they was lining them up for the tug of war. I said, "Man, how you gonna put Porsha and Cynthia on the same side? You know, they got a lot of tail, a lot of body
And
on that side."
Pinky. It was Pinky. All of them was all on one side.
Oh, so Pinky was on that side too, and then Kelly, she was pretty much not. She didn't count. And then I said, "Go ahead, Angela. You finally did good at one of the sporting things because you've been sucking at everything else sport
But you
related."
know what? I
But she
think she
did
was
good.
faking. I think she could actually do this stuff for real. I think
Angela.
I think Angela can do this stuff like really well, But because everybody keeps saying she has masculine features, I be trying to call her a man. She don't want to be. She want to be all soft and dainty and act like she can't play them games for real. That's what it's giving. I kind of think she can do that. Do some of that stuff.
I don't. I think she can't do it. I was surprised. She did look like she dug in a little with the one right leg and was able to get her team to go. I was like, I don't know what Cynthia and Porsha was doing over there. I guess they had just let go. Maybe it was starting to hurt their hand. I don't know. But I said they should have split them up. But then I was like, okay, Angela coming through with the ankle on her side, and then they dragging little Low Kelly.
Right.
That was funny.
Legs all in the air.
Yeah. Now, would you have tried that housey or horsey? I forgot what it was called, but it was the lamb brain and intestines.
No, no. I like lamb. I like lamb a lot. I was eating like when I went to New York for Fashion Week. I was eating lamb over rice, gyros the whole time I was there. That's all I
I
ate.
like the gyro. I have had really good lamb. I actually have some of the best lamb at this Indian spot in Iceland with some of the best Indian food. Now, I didn't have a best basis of comparison because I haven't really eaten Indian food, but people who were there who have eaten Indian food was like, no, this is really, really good. And there was Indian people there, so that's so it's
Right.
authentic food. When I tell you that lamb was some of the best cut to me because I found like some our cafeteria will sometimes do lamb chops. And I, work in a ethnic place. And so they know how to cook most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time. And I don't know if they overcook it or if they don't get the good quality lamb. It just like my nurse would say, she was like, it tastes real gamey. I'm like, yeah, it has some other something on it that I just don't care for. But I've had lamb other times and enjoyed it. So now it's kind of making me like, ugh, do I really like lamb? But when I had lamb, baby, in Iceland, that was some of the best lamb I ever had. But to get back to this housey or horsey,
Yeah, no.
I mean, the way it was prepared, it didn't look bad, but I was like, I would have been with Pinky. I'm a vegan today. I'm not eating that. You would be better to tell me it's like a different hush puppy. Like if you had said that to me, it's a Scotland hush puppy. I might even do a little bite.
Right.
And then I'm like, what? This don't take. And then if you say it's brains and intestine,
Right.
and I want that. Why do you think how did y'all figure to put these two things together? The brain and the intestines? Who was being that experimental and why? I don't like chitterlings because I don't want to eat intestines. It's nasty.
I don't eat them.
It's where all the poop was before it came out and was poop. Why would I want to eat that?
I don't eat that. Mm-mm. If it smells that bad cooking them, why would I want to eat that?
Exactly. I know Dad had made it, so I did try it the one time, and I was just like, and it didn't taste bad. It had like a weird texture. I just was like, it's just I know what it is, and so I can't eat it. Like
I've
I
never.
never had pig feet, and I don't want to.
I don't eat pig. I don't either.
Because
Even
why would I want to eat
the
that?
barbecue ones that Uncle Vince is so famous for, negative. I've never had a pig foot.
I've never had
Pig
it either.
feet.
I
I've
don't eat
not.
apple.
No.
It looked like toenail bits
Now I've
and
had
the
souse
bottom.
before. I've had
Yeah, well,
souse. This stuff called souse. I've had
I've
that
heard of
before.
sauce. It looked nasty too.
It is very. Now I did not like it. I did not like it. I did not like that.
And the thing is, I try different stuff, but some stuff I'm not. Like I said, she would have been better. She was like, it's a Scotland hush puppy because that's what it looked like. It didn't look bad, so I think I might have been a little bit like, what is it? You could have said it's hussy. I was like, it's a delicacy here. I might taste a little piece.
Right.
Okay, because I mean, I think what you said is actually not that bad. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm.
She stuck the whole thing in her mouth.
Mm.
That's what he
It ain't had no sauce or nothing. You
No,
didn't.
it was like a little dollop on the top and the bottom. It was a sauce. And when
I
Pinky
needed
had
something to
her, she
dip
was
it.
dipping it in something.
I needed to drown it. I need to drown the thing in there for
That
me.
was what I think that was what Porsche or somebody said. They was like, they need some hot sauce, some barbecue sauce, they need some sauce.
I need to drown that to be able to eat that.
Yeah, I think it would have been a no for me. But yeah, I was like, mm-mm. So then I can't remember how the conversation turned a little bit, but someone was like, Shamea is disagreeing with everyone. And I was like, I feel like she's just being a little defensive, not disagreeing with everyone. Everyone is disagreeing with her. I don't feel like it's her like picking, like, I'm gonna fight with you, I'm gonna fight with you.
Right.
It's I'm going to defend what is said. And then for some people, because you have said stuff before, I am going to be defensive with you. So, for example, when she was, coming a little sideways to Drew at the premiere, whatever. Well, before, you was calling me a lap dog and all other
Right.
things before that. So now I'm moving with that same energy. Are we cool now? So I just was like, I'm tired of y'all coming for Shamea. I'm very much over it. I said, it does seem like everybody's having some little beef with her and she's just been in defense mode. I don't think it's really fair for Pinky to suggest that more or less Shamea is the problem. Because I felt like when Shamea was talking to K. Michelle, that's what like her undertone of what she was saying is like, well, if you having problems with everybody, then usually when we saying that, we saying then you the problem. If
Right.
you having problems with everybody, then you the problem.
Right. Right.
I don't feel like she is the problem. Again, in my opinion, but I am admittedly Team Shamea. So I just
I feel
don't
like
feel like
they
that's the
gang
case.
up on her.
Yeah, I'm
It
like everyone else keeps having an issue with her for no reason. And then also like having an opinion about her response. Like the fuck out of here.
and Cynthia is talking about she being neutral. You're not being neutral in
Not
this.
at all. Sorry. Put my finger in. I was making sure I was recording.
You're not being
Okay.
neutral. You clearly drew a line in the sand and
Mm-hmm.
and picked a side and walked on it. You can't like so. Why are you acting like you're trying to be neutral?
She ain't nowhere near neutral, yeah. Now I say my question is, do you think she's dealing with something bigger that's not on the show, and that is Shamea's problem? So do you think that that's the case? Like, something outside the show. Obviously, she's talked about the fertility journey. So I don't think it would necessarily be that
I mean,
unless they had the egg implanted and she's nervous about that and hasn't said it. But I'm like, that's what I was wondering if you thought that.
no, I did not think.
Yeah.
No, because it's like, what does she have going on for real? That's like at a detriment where it's like it's making her just lash out on everybody. I don't. But y'all putting that girl in a pressure cooker. Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all like one by one, and y'all keep piling on, piling on, piling on, and I'm trying to be in good with this friend group, and y'all just keep just piling on while my ex best friend is in here and she's gaslighting me over here. So it's like it's a lot of pressure on that girl. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all coming at her, of course she's on the defensive until y'all meet her with some grace, and y'all have not met her with.
No grace. And she's kind of said, at least in the confessional, like other people do it, and I think I put that somewhere in here, but other people do it, and it's not a problem, or yeah, it's not a problem. As soon as I do it, it's like, Shamia, why'd you do this? And you should have did that. Like, why is there this critique for me and not for everybody? And not to point it out, but in the vein that she was saying that she was kind of talking about colorism at that point. She is one of our darker girls on the show, and that there could be a subconscious bias that's happening, that you have a Drew who obviously Portia's not light skinned, but she's not the same complexion as Shamea is either. And that it'll be little things like that where other people do the same thing. No one's saying anything to them, at least in this friend group, where this person does the same thing. And now it's like, why'd you do that? Why'd you say that? And it's like, girl, no. Why is there this double standard? So I think she maybe I think I started watching podcast she was doing with Carlos King. And I think
Mm.
that's where maybe she had alluded to, like, it's something going on here, not necessarily in this episode or anything, but just period. Um, So just they did a little side note and they was talking about Kelly was like, yeah, and Shamea introduced me to my man. Porsha was like, they were like, yeah, he gave you that $70,000 smile. And Shamea was like, so if it was me, why don't you give me like some Crest white strips and go ahead and give me that 69,000. Not $62. I said, yep, that's what you could have did because that's a lot of money when she needed money. It sounds like.
Phaedra broke it. You broke it to know how much the girl. Okay,
About $28. Yeah, that is about what it run in Walmart.
okay.
That is correct. But I thought that was spot on, so I thought that was too funny. Okay. Okay. Then I think this was the like party bus ride overs when they're having this conversation. So I don't know how they got into it, but they were talking about the pelvic floor. Oh,
Yeah.
because someone's talking about, it was Drew talking about when she had a hysterectomy, she's had like a lot more peeing. And so she was telling them about pelvic floor PT. So pelvic floor PT is a specific type of physical therapy for your pelvic floor. So for women, they do a pelvic exam. There are no fingers going in and out. There's nothing sexual like that, but there is a finger inside for a pelvic exam to check your muscle tone. So you are asked to like squeeze down, bear here, okay, press here, do this. Like you're asked to do things for let's say maybe 5 minutes, and then you're given exercises to do after. I know all this because I've had it done. It's very much not any like, ooh, yeah, I can't wait to go. None of that. At least when I went. Plus, I wasn't checking for that. But they just gonna say, yeah, when you have that, you gotta have sex to knock your pelvic floor back up. No, 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 not even kinda yet. I was like, so what you might be talking about? So I am a doctor of nursing practice for those of you who don't know. So this is not my opinion. This is what I know. Because I'm in primary care, so I have to deal with vaginas too. Um, No, that sounds like uterine or bladder prolapse if your vagina is actually down, which is different from pelvic floor weakness. Now, they can happen at the same time, but they are two different things. So, your pelvic floor, if you're having sex, it'd probably be hard to have sex if you have uterine prolapse, because that means your uterus, instead of it sitting up and your pelvis is now invading the vaginal space. So instead of your vagina being this nice open spot, now has something in there. So now penis has to push past it to go up. It sounds very uncomfortable. Like I would be like, no, you are literally beating my uterus up with barely putting the head in. I don't like that. It sounds like a mess. So no, she was just very wrong, not even close. And I just was like, please pull that back. But we wouldn't take no advice really from Phaedra when it comes to anything like this, since she didn't know how far along she was. She just don't be knowing stuff.
Yeah, I ain't taking no medical advice from Phaedra. None.
But I just had to put that disclaimer out there. No, ladies, that is not what you do. If you have something in your vagina and you feel like your pelvic floor has collapsed, go talk to your GYN or your PCP.
Somebody
don't have sex to knock it back. Huh?
Somebody auntie grandmama told her that.
They told her wrong too then.
Some old black lady told her that.
No. And if you do have sex, so the pushes it up, it ain't gonna stay up. It's gonna still come back down. So I was just like, just no. So anywho, I was like, that is not a pelvic floor issue. So I did have this question. I knew it was you and not, but I figured I was gonna ask anyway. Have you done a Kegel before?
That's not possible for your butt.
Well, kind of it is. So your pelvic floor, so the same muscle you engage when you don't want to let poo out or you don't want to fart is the same muscle you engage when you're trying not to pee. And for women, that makes us clamp down. It's the same thing.
Oh well, in that case, well, yeah, because when I got when I'm in the car and I'm holding it, I got to hold down. I got to listen because it be them times Well, so I work at the hair school, and sometimes we got like a 45-minute break.
Okay.
So
You
I'll
go
go to the
home.
Taco Bell line because it's quick. I go in there, it's right up the street. It's real quick. I'll get that thing hit my stomach at the end wrong. Listen, I am clenching down. I am clenching down. I am clenching down. So if that counts as a Kegel, then yeah, all the time.
Okay, because I said you have to practice holding apparently. So I said, let's do one now. And then I said, LOL. But it was funny because that's when she said, I'm going to take you to this world of vagina. Breathe in. And, and that's what she was doing all of that for. And I was like, I was wondering what this whole vagina stuff she was
I
talking
just
about.
love this newfound gay on Porsha. Goodness gracious, it's not
Not
even
Porsche.
newfound. It's always been there, but now she can live in it for real.
She is living all the way in it. Although this is the thing though, to be transparent-ish, I would imagine. Is that as helpful in a same-sex relationship for women? Because part of where your Kegel power can come from is, can grip it as it's going in and out. Um, there's different things
You
happening.
know she did it with Mike too.
Yeah, but she's coming into all this and talking about the Kegels. I was like, and she's in her uh same sex era, her lesbian era. And I was just like, well, is this as helpful for you now? It's not that you don't need to still, keep her straight, but I just have wondered that. I know I don't see where it's gonna help like climax
This
what's
this this
happening.
this single this is single liberated Portia we're getting here.
Okay, there we
This
go.
is she is I'm single, I'm doing me, I am doing whatever I want
She
to
doing her.
do. So that's what this is giving.
Yes. And then I said, I bet anyone watching, when we talked about Kegels, they did a Kegel too. Because you can't help it. You just naturally do it. Even when they on the show, I said, I'm natural. It's you Kegel, I Kegel, we Kegel together. Like it just happened. All right. Um, sorry. Oh, so then I can't remember what they were talking about at the table. So they're at the table now after the whole Kegel thing. And somehow the conversation turned to more or less Shamea saying to Porsha, hey, so I understand that you told or maybe it was Dennis telling Gerald, hey, like Porsha don't really want he around, Shamea in the house anymore. And I was just like, so I was saying, do you think it is, what do you think about that? If you were Porsha, would you disallow your child from being around your ex best friend?
That's a little weird. And I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say it's not weird. I'm gonna say it's a funky question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will say this. It has happened before.
What has
Um
happened before?
like my mom and my aunt, they had a falling out.
Mm-hmm.
And even within their falling out, they still was like, we didn't go over there as much, but it was
Mm-hmm.
still like making sure, oh, your Aunt Debbie said hey, your Aunt Debbie said call her, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Yeah.
um it's happened before and it's
Mm-hmm.
worked out. So I mean,
I feel like for me, um, if I know that my child and your child are friends, and I know, like, in my heart of hearts,
right,
you're not gonna do nothing to my child.
right.
I know you enough as a person that I'm not gonna believe. And in this scenario,
Portia
the
was
dads are
like,
still, oh yeah, the dads are still cool. So it'd be a little different if it was like, you lived in Florida or some shit, like it was some extra to get them there. We ain't finna do all that no more, right? Like I get that, but you still live in the same place. They still do, things together. Like it just seems like you're trying to be punitive, like you're doing it on purpose. You
right,
know, I'm not gonna do nothing to your child. And again, but I'm Team Shamia. I would have felt like you just being shady with it because what am I gonna do to your kid? And that is like I was already looking at you a little sideways before, but we could get over. But you saying some shit like that to me is some low down stuff. Because to me now you're insinuating that I would ever do something crazy to your child just to get at you. And we don't have beef bad enough like that. Because what I am still confused about is what happened to break this friendship so bad. I feel like I still don't fully understand how this friendship went from a little fracture in it and what I felt like was a misunderstanding of words and intentions last year, right? That she wanted to say, "Hey, I wish you're able to be a better friend to me," and I feel like they could have not brushing under water under the bridge, but could have healed from that. Like, she wasn't a good friend. She was going through divorce. Like, I can't be a good friend of yours. I'm trying to be just a good person, period. And a mother friend is pushing it. Like, I can't,
Right.
I don't have the capacity. And I feel like Shamea was willing to give her that grace for that. But then I feel like we dug heels in, and maybe because Shamea is a housewife, that there were interviews and stuff happening and they were being asked about. And I think that's what compounded it and made it to what it is now, but I still don't understand the like actual root cause.
Because it's never been said. They have never clearly said what the actual root was. But
Yeah.
it's just so much stuff keep compounding on top of what the root is. I don't even think anybody remembers what the actual root is because they keep bringing more and more and more and piling so much stuff on top of it. And then you have outside noise chiming in. And then now your job is in jeopardy because your job is I'm beefing on the job with where I make my money, and that's supposed to be my friend where we're supposed to make money together, and now we beefing, and now all the
That was all the more reason to off camera have had it hashed out and not, like I said, dug our heels in more, which again, from in my opinion, I feel like it was more than likely Porsha who dug her heels in
yeah.
more. But yeah, they both of them were doing interviews for each other. I'm not on the podcast and the blogs like that to know what each person said about each other. But then it seemed like y'all came into this season being very respectful of each other. So for me, that was telling or suggestive that maybe we can come back from this. Maybe I just need to give each other like a little space. Like both were willing to like we're not speaking on it. So that's what my understanding was. Not we're just gonna be cordial and be in the same space because we all gotta work. So I was like, I think she did it to be shady. She is not gonna do nothing to your baby. Like, cut it out. And I said, do you think Porsha did say all of that? Oh, so then Shamea at this point is going in after she, like you said, she pretty much gaslighted. Like, you knew that was gonna get me pissed. And here you go. So since I'm pissed, so then she was talking, they were going back and forth, and she's saying, you're talking about your mom on the blog, and her retort, or you're talking about my mom rather on the blog, but not ever saying what your mom did. Like, pretty much don't give one side to the story, say the whole fucking thing. And so she says, what did she say? She said Porsha's mom tried to sleep with her mom's dad. And then Porsha, so I said, oh. But then when Porsha came back with well, your mom slept with your dad's brother, I said, Porsha me uncle. I was on the floor. I said, I know you lying.
Said
But
now,
it sounds made up like the Kelly
from
story.
Portia, where did you get that from?
Exactly. It sounds made up like the Kelly story. Well, I heard from a friend that my aunt said that your daddy said, I just was like, what?
Both of them was a lot. Both of them was a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying the rebuttal. That's your rebuttal.
That was, I said, oh my goodness. But then the other part she said that I was like, she actually said that. I feel like she might have even said it word for word. She was saying, Portia said, that pretty much like, I don't want you to come on the show because if you do, we're not going to be friends anymore. And I said, well, shit, that's what the fuck happened. So even if you try and say, well, I didn't say that, but that's what
That's
happened.
what's happening.
No sooner she came on the show, y'all weren't friends anymore. After being friends for 20 plus years, she's on the show fully as a housewife because she'd been on the show before. She's on the show fully as a housewife. And now, I think, yeah, she was saying like you have to be a friend of the show because if you're a full housewife, we're not gonna be friends anymore. That's what
Yeah.
she I'm like pretty much like I'm gonna keep it gutter with you. Well, gutters you were keeping it. So you kept your word. It wasn't a good word to keep. You should throw that word in the trash. So yeah, I just said, do you think Porsha did say all of that about if she came on to be an actual housewife,
Yeah,
that it would mess up their friendship? And look here, she came on as a full housewife, and they did in fact mess up their friendship. And then Portia's immediate response is, "You lying, Shamea. Shamea's lying." And I'm like, it sounds very true. It doesn't sound. It seems
like
like
come
no
on,
lies
come
told.
on, come on. And I'm not just going, and I'm not just saying it because I Portia is gorgeous, and
She's
I
beautiful. She got a
beautiful
bomb body.
the hair, I love it. But as a person, she's not the greatest. She's
She
horrible as
trash.
a person.
Trash.
She is like it.
I would
Yeah,
never want her to
it's
be my
definitely
friend.
she's horrible. But
Mm.
I'm like, huh, wow. And also, let's be. Where did we get it from? Where did we get it from? And I don't want to. I don't want to just put that on your mama because I don't. We don't know her like that. But like, all right, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So what side did it? Wait, I mean, well.
Yeah, I just was like, wow. And I was like, it doesn't sound like a lot to me. Though I said she just mad her plan was put on blast. I guess overall,
Right.
feel that Porsha feels threatened by Shamea. Shamea is beautiful. She got the bomb body. She has a husband. So she's an actual housewife. And then she has all these other talents. She can dance. She can sing. She can now act too. Like, so she's doing the thing. So I was like, I think she's threatened by her triple, quadruple threat. Because I think
It
and
it
Shamea's
is.
report, she was saying, like, this is my thing. Like, you got your other stuff. This is my thing. So again, me being on there with you, I could have been your number two. Like I was down to be like, you're still my friend. So I don't have to, or we can be the two big ones on the show. Why does it have to be only one? So
Right.
it's never been just one. So why can't she just be a good housewife too? Not you. I don't know. But that's what I feel. I feel like that Portia's underlying issue is that she feels threatened by Shamea being successful on this show. I don't know. She feels like, oh, she'll
And
take
she will
that
never
too.
say that.
She would
She will never
never
say
say
that.
that. She would never
She will,
acknowledge it, but that is what it is.
and that's really why it won't ever get fixed because until Portia can say what it actually is, and then Shamia can be like, okay, and actually be honest about how she has been feeling about how you've been treating me, then we can move forward. But it's a
True.
lot of and it's a lot of truth that we have to come to, and
It is.
nobody's willing to come to some of that truth. And Shamia is slowly coming around, and as she's slowly coming around,
Mm-hmm.
you trying to make her look crazy because you're trying to get people on your side to make her look crazy, and it's
Well,
like,
they already on her side. They talking about, Portia don't play by her mama. Bitch, I don't play by my mama. She started with talking about my mother. Did you all forget that? I don't
right,
play with my mother either. So she thought it was okay to go on the blog and say some stuff about my mother. And I know her mother was the actual instigator, if you will, for the whole issue. What my mother did reportedly was some basic stuff. I bought the daycare, whatever BS you're talking about.
it was
When
getting
you
for a
try to
little
do some
leeway.
shady
It was
shit,
gonna
like
be
get
a little
out of here.
leeway. It was
Because
gonna
that's
be a
believe if
little
you
leeway.
said some shit like that about Sade, I'm coming for your fucking neck. And don't try no shit to say shit about Sade now. I'm definitely gonna come for your neck now.
But
So
I'm
yeah,
but
I
I'm
was just like, everybody don't play about their mama. Why are you saying it like she is talking about her mama first? The
But let's
retort
be
is me
clear.
talking about her mama.
Even with that little daycare thing, it was gone already. So whether
Exactly.
Shamia's mama bought it or not, it was gonna be gone already.
Yeah.
So why are you so mad? And then for Portia to bring that up and not think, oh, Shamia's not gonna go ahead and come in with the pow 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 pow
Exactly.
and go ahead and let go of the shotgun she's been holding forever because
Yeah.
she been knew that she
You
been knew
didn't
that
know
and been trying not to release it.
that.
She been
Mm-hmm.
trying not to release it and trying not to release it, and it's like, okay,
Now I'm
okay,
gonna tell it.
well, here we
Because I
go.
like Portia Mama. Portia Mama cute too, but I'm sorry, Portia Mama seemed like she could do a little sneaky link behavior. I'm just saying. I could see where
Pretty sure.
just like Porsha think, I'm real cute, which she is, and more or less I could take your man. I feel like Miss Diane thinks that too. I'm real cute, and you are, and I could take your
She's done
man.
it before.
Not
She has
this
definitely
one.
done it before, and Portia saw it. She's done it before. She's done it before.
I just was like, ugh. So then I was like, but that's the double standard. I know I said it somewhere. That's a double standard BS that she's talking about. She do something as in retort and say about Portia mom, your mom did this. And when she reacts, now they saying something to Shamil. She don't play. Y'all didn't say nothing to her when she said something about my mom.
Right.
Hello,
We
double
just breezed
standard here.
through
We
that.
doing the same thing.
We
So I
just
just was
breezed through
like,
that. We breezed through that whole
breathe
situation. Ain't
through it.
nobody say
Well,
nothing.
we know she does that. Like, get out of here. I was like, you're not gonna talk about my mom, and I'm not gonna say nothing. So you tried it. So that's what we doing. I'm coming for your head too. I said, why you gonna say Shamia's mom slept with her uncle? So that's when that happened. Um, I put my vote as Porsha and her mama, as in I think that Porsha and her mama are in the wrong here, and not Shamia and her mother. So whose side are you on, Porsha and her mama, or Shamia and her mama?
I mean, Shamia mama got her ways. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh
But
yeah, Shamia mama look like she will make you say some stuff to her.
but it is no excuse, no justification for what Miss Diane did. There's no justification for that.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just
none.
like, this is crazy. So what else I say? Now you're right, favorite. She did say absolutely not. Oh, she was so Phaedra was like, well, why wasn't her response absolutely not? I was like, because it's flabbergasting. You to
And
suggest.
since it's the truth, which
No. She was saying absolutely not that
no, I'm
Shamia should have said
right.
absolutely not
Because Shamia was
for
like, yeah, because Shamia was like, which uncle, remember? She was like,
yes. She was like, not which uncle. I said, I feel like she did say absolutely not. I said, but her point, I think, in saying, well, which brother you talking about is to catch Portia in the lie. Here you want to say stuff. Well, which person you talking about? Go ahead and name them.
right,
Because
right,
you want to throw stuff out there back so that I can call the person now since you want to be spitting lies out there. So I think that's why she said which uncle. I don't think it was like, oh, there's a possibility well mama did mess with. I feel like it was a say who it is because you know my peeps. So you
right,
know who the uncle is. So go ahead and say who it is that she done slept with so we can catch you in this lie right here. And that's why she didn't say it and just was getting upset and saying extra stuff. Portia was after the fact. So I don't think it was like oh well maybe it happened and it was this
no,
one. I think it was a no. I'm gonna catch you and prove your ass is lying. So go ahead and say who did it. Who was
exactly,
it?
exactly,
So that's what I
exactly.
felt was the case. Um, let me see. Say I don't know what I was trying to say here. Sorry. Okay, so it's kind of what we're talking about now. Like it's the issue is they've listened to other people and now it's clouded their judgment and lens on each other. So so now they come in with feelings based on what other people have said and not what each other has actually said. So kind of like I had mentioned or we mentioned before, like it's hard to get to well what is the actual problem? Because now we're just saying extra stuff that has nothing to do with what it seems like the problem is. I said, I still feel like Portia has been the one who's not being forgiven to Shamia because she sees her as competition since she's a fellow housewife now. So yeah, I feel like we could have been over this if Portia would have just moved on pretty much after last year. Like, girl, I was going through a lot. I wasn't the best friend that I could have been. Like, my bad. Let's sit and talk about it like that. And Shamia that would have took her with open arms,
Right,
but we didn't get that. We got text and all this extra stuff happening that was unnecessary. But I said I wish she just had the notion that we could both be great, but nope, she didn't want to take that approach. What are the things that Shamia supposedly did that Portia's referring to? Because she was like, you know what you've done? You a snake. And I was like, well, what are the things she's done? Because none of us know. Because, like, why are you calling her a snake?
I,
At the end when she was at the table, like I was like, why is she being all emotional? Like Shamea actually did something to her. Like
Right.
you would think Shamea like tried to burn her baby the way she was acting at the end. You know what you did and what you said. What did you do instead? Because I'm still confused.
Because at this point now, she knows the story about the turn because she know that Shamea is telling the truth, and she know what's going. She knows Shamea telling the truth, and she can prove it. So it's like, all right, okay, 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 okay.
I was like, all they talked about last year was that she felt like the relationship was one sided. So, do you have some backstory? Like, what the fuck is Porsha talking about? I'm just like, I want to know how you got to all these emotions, especially based on this transaction you all just had when y'all both talked about each other's moment. And you tried to get one up on her when I feel like you blind just as bad as Angela had.
Exactly.
Okay, like you literally just said you slept with your uncle, your mama trying to sleep with your uncle. Like, get out of here.
Where
I
you
said,
made that up on the spot? Like you
on
made
the spot,
that up on the spot.
on the spot. I said, then again, this is people who came for Kelly with no receipts. And here she is again making a claim and no receipt. So, like, you have no proof of this. You literally just saying this. I was like, so now she got an evil spirit. Yeah, because she got an evil spirit on her until that spirit come up. She got no fucking evil spirit on her. You got the evil spirit on you. So I was like, come on, that's too much.
Shit up in the air. She just throwing a whole bunch of shit up in the air, hoping something.
I just was like, she got an evil spirit on her. Like, it's too much. So I was like, Porsha is really putting on the show, and it feels very rehearsed to me. I'm not buying it, okay? But I'm Team Shamea, so that's probably why my lens is colored. Like, mine's is skewed because I ain't checking for none of this shit you doing. I'm just like, it's enough for me.
I ain't checking what Porsha giving. I ain't checking what all her minions she got given over there either.
Yeah, we talking about lap dogs. Well, you got a whole row of them there.
You got minions.
Yeah.
You have minions that is behind you. Which, hey, I get it. You stick close to Porsha, you coming back next year. You coming back next season. You gonna get your check is solidified. So I get it. But this what you willing to do for a check for real?
If I was Shamea, I don't know. Part of me would be, I would be a little conflicted. Part of me would be like, fuck this shit. My life is too great to deal with this. And then the other part would me be like, fuck them bitches. I'm coming back to show y'all ass. You ain't taking me down.
Man, she better not leave. Now I understand if you do, but she better not leave.
It's a lot. I really think she's gonna be on the fence about it. And I don't think Gerald loves it. So I think there's that too. Like I don't think he minds it. Obviously he's been kind of affiliated for all these times for all this time, but I don't know. I don't I like Shamia, so I want her to come back. But I feel like she needs more allies really on there. So like if Candy were to come back, we can get Candy, get rid of Phaedra. That would work because I feel like she would be, and I feel like Candy did a good job of like speaking up. Because the problem that's happening now is like nobody speaks up like in the moment. There's always like chatter afterwards, and I can get where it's hard to speak up in the moment. I think I have such a mediator spirit that I'm gonna speak up to some degree in the moment. Not when y'all yelling at each other about what your mama did, what your mama did. Ain't nobody gonna hear me saying anything in that moment.
Right.
But like afterward, when she done walked off and Kelly went with her, and you still stay here talking about she got an evil spirit on her, like someone should have been like, "Girl, now you know that's too much. She do not have no evil spirit on her. You can be upset, but you pushing it a little too far. Like somebody need to check that ass to be a real friend." That because I would be like, if you was to say that DJ something going on, I'd be like, now DJ, you know, you know that was too much. You'd be mad, but evil spirit, come on now. Which they're demon. Like what's happening? No. So as far as this episode, what I would rate it, I would give it a 9 out of 10 because it kept me engaged. But a 0 out of 10 for Portia's behavior. I was engaged the whole episode.
Yeah.
So for that reason, 9 out of 10. But for her behavior, very off-putting. Just like I said, it just makes me feel for Shamea even more, and I'm just like, I'm about to try to flip the whole table. Child, I done went to Risa on y'all a couple times. I'm flipping this table pretty much once, or I probably would have got up, but in my head I would flip the table. But once you said that you not like, no, I wouldn't send my child over there with you because I don't know if you would do something to me. Why would I do like? Because then we're pausing because I'm looking at you like, what happened here that you think I would do something to you?
You think it's that deep for real?
Exactly. And then so on top of that, since you don't know what I would do to you, you think I would also do this to your child? That will be where I would be stuck at. Like it would you don't need to say nothing else to me. I don't need no other clarification because I'm stuck on that what? Because then all other thoughts are in my head. So you just never knew me then. Because that's where I'm gonna be stuck at. That means you never knew me or trusted me as a person. If you feel like I would be willing to do anything actually to harm you, we can have a disagreement, which I'm thinking we're in a disagreement. You clearly think of something else here.
Right.
And that you think I will also be so gully to that I'm gonna maybe do something to your child.
Right.
So you can't have your child around me. Cool. No, we don't need to settle. Nothing else needs to be said. I'm good. And then I'll be on mute because I don't need to say nothing else. That's all that needs to be said here. If I wasn't sure if the relationship was dead before,
I know now.
That statement there said it. And then once you kept taking the steps further, then we get closer to now. I want to fight you. But yeah, if you do things to insult my integrity, my character, if you want to hurt me, that's what you would do. Because I know I have a great integrity and a good character. And so it would just say to me, so if you don't believe it, that don't mean I don't have it. I'm just disappointed that you don't see it and you don't believe it. So now are we ever friends? Because like I said, I've had a situation with a friend where it went sideways and there was suggestions kind of my integrity. And I know that wasn't the case. And so I was really irritated and I needed to walk off and kind of wanted to fight, but then I'm not going to fight my friend because if I fight my friend, then we're not going to be friends no more.
Right.
So that's where my head goes. I've had more than one situation come up where something like that has happened and I thought, I want to put some hands on you. I had one situation where, yeah, I was riding next to the person in the car and I was driving. And I had to park the car abruptly and get out. Now, I could have ran a 5K. That's how much energy I had that I was reserving not to hit the person because I was going to fuck them up. But I don't fight. I'm not a fighter. Not to say if I got in a fight, I will hold my own. But I'm not going to lead with fighting. Like, I'm not going to be the first person to hit. It's just not my MO.
Right.
But I wanted to hit them real bad. So I said, let me remove myself from said situation because it's going to be a problem. Because if I fight you, we will never come back from that.
Okay, this might be a reach, and I stretched so I can make this reach. She took some notes from Kenya, is what Porsha did.
Okay.
She took some notes from early back in the days, Kenya. So because we just started liking Kenya within the past maybe 1 or 2 seasons.
We did. I wasn't a Kenya fan.
Well, I'm saying
especially not last season when she did that shit to Brandy Bianca, whatever the B girl's name was. When she did that, I said, "Oh, that's some."
I mean, well, she did that, but there was still like before that happened, people were starting to come around to Kenya again.
Like I said, I just want one of them people.
Right, but it was just like a lot of people started making that,
Yeah. I mean, she had some times where she could be funny. She had a little fun shade. Like, I give her that.
Right. And when she was going through with that man, we was like, on her side, and was like, yeah, the nigga ain't shit. Like, that.
Yeah, he was doing a lot. He was doing too much.
So that's what made us. That's what made you likable to us.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Kenya used to do that. Kenya did that shit to Porsha. Remember that reunion where Porsha jumped up and hit Kenya?
Yeah, because she had that wand in her face.
She kept pushing and tagging and poking in her face and all of this and gaslighting her.
I took that shit and threw it too.
That
Bracelet on. Well, that's what I would have did with the wand.
but
I didn't think it was gonna be a real demo.
But yeah, she doing what Kenya did. So she's like, I'm a poke and pride, and I'm a poke and pride, and I'm a poke and pride until you say something crazy, and now I'm a paint you out to be the villain. And that's exactly what Porsha is doing.
But it's not working.
It's not working though.
Shamea don't look like the villain. To me, Porsha just look like a bully. Like, leave her the fuck alone. Please stop. All of y'all, please stop. I'm very much over it. I mean, I am interested to see. Oh, I don't know how interested I am in this last episode, but I am interested to see, because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of fake ass people and fake ass shit this last episode is what I feel like it's fitting to be. So I'm really not checking for it, but I'm interested to see what happens at this reunion. Mm-hmm.
I'm also interested because in a sense, like it didn't give any chance for Shamea and K Michelle to figure out what their beef was, because it was just like K Michelle was like, I'm not trying to dogpile on you. I ain't gonna say nothing. Like, it is energy, yes, but I don't wanna like dogpile while everybody else is, and it's like, well,
but I think that's a matter of like, I'm glad she's not piling on, because also at the same time, like, put yourself in her shoes.
right.
If everybody is coming after you and for you, while Pinky and Kay are not included in the everybody, right? Well, while Pinky isn't, Kay's not coming for her, but she had, a little gripe. It's one making me step back and second guess the whole thing. I feel like Shamea is in like an evaluating, like, do I need to be in this circle? Who do I trust in this circle? So now I'm gonna move differently. I'm not gonna be all open arms and love, because that shit ain't fucking working. I'm all open arms and love, and y'all keep throwing shit on me. So we're gonna not do that. So now I'm gonna kind of hold everybody with a little bit of a arm out situation. So I feel like she's just in self-preservation and protection mode. Like, right now I'm not like rocking with anybody like that, because right now it feels like everybody feels like they can come get it. And I don't feel like she feels like that for Pinky, but also Pinky has not done a good job of being aware of the situation and timing. So to some degree, like, you are my friend, you're not piling on, but you also are not helping the situation.
No, you're not.
And that your timing was horrible. Why the fuck you think this would be the time to say that shit? Girl, I don't want to know right now. It's not that what you said was bad, and I did need to know that this was an issue, but did we need to address it now when I'm dealing with all this other shit? Because now it's also making me look at you like, so you my friend, but you thought now was the time to tell me that shit? The fuck out of here. That ain't the time. Pick a different time, girl, not now.
And it's now making me feel like I don't have no allies, because it's like, well, damn, you done told her before you told me, and and you got the problem with me. It's like, well, sheesh, Pinky, I was just talking to you, damn. I didn't even get a chance to talk to the girl to figure out what it is yet.
Yeah. Pinky, just like I said, she doesn't have enough, I don't know if it's emotional intelligence or social IQ. It might be more of that, because Pinky has led with, like, more or less, I don't really rock with girls like that. And I do think conversation had amongst girls and had amongst guys are different. I think you have to be mindful in a different way when you're addressing a female or a situation with a female than guys. Guys more often are not like wearing their feelings on their sleeve. So you don't have to be as cognizant of timing. You can just kind of say when the issue is. And it's not going to be looked at like, wow, but a woman is often going to take it differently, because I need you to be mindful of like when you're saying it, because then, like I said, I'm looking at you sideways. Like, that'd be like somebody telling me some issue they had with me right after my mom died. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I really don't care. And it's not that I don't care about you. I don't care about nothing you saying right now.
How long
Now,
you have
if
been?
you told me months later when I'm better and I'm in health space, now I can hear you. So that's where I'm talking about that emotional intelligence and social IQ, having the awareness of the situation to be like, so now's not a good time. And in this case, I feel like K Michelle does have it now. And so K Michelle was waiting. The issue is Pinky felt like she needed to speak up for K Michelle. K Michelle don't have no problem talking for herself.
None.
She
None.
was picking the right time to say it to her. Like, I'm gonna talk with her about it, and she would have said it in a more presentable way. Because not that when she did say it to Kate, like when they had their talk, it was fine. But like you said, I think because Pinky presented it, it kind of colored it a little different. So now I won't say fully on the defense, but a little defensive because it's like you said, well, why you ain't say something to me first? Like, why you talking to her about it? Which is given like it is some beef when you just more or less she was talking it out with her. So it wasn't that she was like saying I got this problem. She was just talking to you, her other friend, about what was going on. But because this other friend didn't give me a chance to tell you directly, now it's looking like you talking behind my back,
Right.
about me. And it just doesn't make it look well. So yeah, just I need Pinky to work on that. So
Right.
yes, be honest. Yes, you can be the mediator and help with things, but be more socially aware and have better timing because it does not work well with women in conversations. It's not that they can't handle the truth. I mean, some of these bitches can't, but it's more that it's a time and a place that the person's going to receive the truth.
Right.
And then people have opinions about, well, why she act like that? Because of how you when you decide to tell me. So yeah, now I do feel. So now y'all feel like, well, now she's acting the way because of the timing of everything, y'all. And we do know she has other shit going on. I have a whole Sarah girl who's about to get this egg transplant. Like I got some real life shit going on over here.
Yeah.
So on top of all these people trying to pile up on me, leave me alone. So yeah,
Right.
that's kind of my stance on it. But I hope this next episode, since we don't know if it's the last one. I hope this next episode is the actual last.
We getting close. We getting close.
We've been saying that for 3 weeks. So that's why I'm like, whatever. We'll just see what the next episode is, if it's finale or not. I don't know.
I hope so.
And what did you give it? You gave it a 9 too?
It was not worthy. It was not
Okay.
worthy. It was good. It was good. It was
Okay.
good.
All right. So go ahead and rate us, guys. What did you think about this episode? So give us a rating from 1 to 5. We prefer 5s. And what did you rate the episode for Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 14? See us back next week for the next episode. And until we go through the reunions, we'll be here. And that's it. So peace out.
Bye.